Okay, I'm gonna do a presentation today about on a weight loss journey that I am engaged in right now. Haven't made a video in a long time. I mean, COVID really did put a lot of stress on me, and I was making videos about the situation at the time, and YouTube kept taking my videos down. So I got a little discouraged, and I was also, things were really picking up at work, so I really didn't have the motivation to make videos. But I did in this year. I wanted to make this video because it might help people, maybe, and it's just to share a little journey and keep me motivated. This particular a strategy is something that I've done in the past. It's been a number of years. It's probably been 5+ years since I've done an HCG, but I wanted to give it a try again. In the interim period between the times of HCG and now, I had done a lot of fasting. So I wanted to combine the two. Now I'm going to get into the details of that a little bit later on, but I did want to say that I put on about 35 pounds over the last year and a half or so, which was terribly disappointing for me. But a lot of it had to do with the stress, because when I started getting stressed out, I was having a hard time sleeping and stuff like that. So I think that had a lot to do with it. But in any case, it is what it is, and now it's time to do something about it. Okay, I started this on the 1st of February, and I've been at it. This is the 13th, so I'm a couple of weeks into it. I just wanted to, just kind of give an update and just a summary of how things are going so far. I wanted to point out, I just wanted to go, what is HCG? I'm sitting there talking about it, and if you look on the screen, it's human chorionic gonadotropin, and it's a hormone produced during pregnancy. And what it does, it protects the fetus if the mother is in a low-calorie intake state, and it promotes the release of fat stores, so it maintains the pregnancy well. That's what it does. And it's actually the hormone here that they test for on pregnancy tests, curiously enough. Okay. Why HCG? Why would you choose that? It facilitates extreme lipolysis. It will mobilize fat stores quickly, more than just regular fasting. Your hunger is suppressed. You're not as hungry on the diet, and it's aggressive weight loss. That's why people do it. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, here's a brief history. It was, invented and innovated by this gentleman here, Dr. Simeon. I think he was a British doctor, and he was practicing in Italy, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I read the book, but I think so. And he was an endocrinologist. He was using HCG for fertility in women and low testosterone in men in his practice. And he noticed that boys treated with HCG would quickly lose weight. So he kind of, was thinking about that. And then he also knew that the HCG would affect the hypothalamus. Now, the hypothalamus is what regulates your body size. It's what your brain thinks your body should be. So that's the thing about HCG. Because once you get off of the HCG, if you get off of it properly and you're stable weight, then you won't put it all back on, because that's what happens a lot of times in diets, and everybody who's tried to do it knows you lose weight, but you put it back on, and you kind of go right back to the weight that you were before, or maybe a little bit more. So that's the idea behind HCG. Now, he developed HCG dosing in the diet that he was using to maximize weight loss. And you have to use it for 23 days, 23 shots. to reset the hypothalamus. And you can go up to about 40 days, 6 weeks or so. And then you have to get off of it about 6 weeks to kind of let your body, you know, you don't want to be like a drug dependence or something to where you become less sensitive to it. And then it has 4 phases, and I'll talk about those later. You know, how do you take HCG? Well, there's 2 methods. One are subdermal injections. That's what I'm doing. That's what I've always done. And oral drops. It's my understanding that the oral drops don't work quite as good. A lot of people don't want to stick themselves with needles. It's not a big deal to me. I've done it before. So, and these little needles right here don't really, those little needles for insulin, that stuff, you can't even hardly feel it. But the dosing is 125 IUs daily, 6 days a week. You know, take 1 day off. But anyway, I think you can take, if I remember correctly, I think you can take higher than that. You can go up to about 300 or so without it really negatively affecting it, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I just follow this. Okay, this is the phases of the diet. On the first 2 days, it's high calorie load. I'm talking about high calories. We're talking 5, 7, 8,000 calories. I was eating full fat ice cream, chocolate, what else? I actually, believe it or not, I drank a quart, and that's almost a liter for those not in the U.S. of full fat, heavy whipping cream, and I put some honey in it and just drank it. And that's that's like almost 3,500 calories right there. So I was drinking that. I did that several times. Now, but the thing is this was torture. It really was. It is hard to consume that many calories, especially when you take the HCG shots. You're not hungry, and I just blew up. I'm gonna get to the weights here in a second. Phase 2, what you do is you eat. That's after the second day. You eat a low-calorie diet. Now it's mostly protein. You want about 85+% protein. You know, things like lean protein, like chicken breast. You want to like boil it, or cook it in an air fryer or something. Like protein powder or something like that works. Certain fish, non-oily fish works. Shrimp, stuff like that. Now, when you get off of it, after you get off of the HCG, you have to eat low carbs. And it's very important that you monitor your weight daily, because on your last HCG shot, that day is your set weight. And let's say that's 150 pounds. You're supposed to stay between 2 pounds of that. Now, if you're metric, that would be 1 kilo, up or down. And if you go high, if you go over your weight, you're supposed to do a steak day, which is 1 steak, and I think you can eat a small apple on that day too. And you figure the steak, it's probably, if you eat like a pound, which would be about 450 grams, if you eat a pound steak like a ribeye or something, or maybe a T-bone or something, it's probably 1,000 to 1,200 calories. Now, if you're a small person, you may want to have a little bit smaller one, maybe 300 grams or which would be, I don't know, what's 300 grams, maybe 8 or 10 ounces or something like that. Cut it back a little bit. And then you keep doing that till you get back into that weight bracket. And then after the 21 days, then it's maintenance. You can reintroduce carbs, but do them slowly. And be very mindful of your weight and avoid old habits. I misspelled that word. But anyway, you want to avoid habits. You don't want to go back to the things that got you fat in the first place. So, But normally it works pretty good. Okay, a word on electrolytes. If you've been carbing up, if you eat like 150 grams of carbohydrates a day or higher, and you just cut those out, a lot of times you'll get what they call a keto flu. You'll be lethargic, because you're going to lose 4 or 5 pounds, and that would be a couple of kilos of water weight, and it depletes your electrolytes, so you can wind up with lethargy. Or lethargy, depending on how you want to pronounce it. You might have muscle cramps, and some of this can be carb withdrawals. You wind up just I don't know, some of the detoxing and things like that. Because your metabolic pathways may be as such to where they have to readjust themselves. This is what I do for electrolytes. Now, there's other strategies out there. I'm not saying this is superior. I'm just telling you what I do. It's potassium chloride. That's a tablespoon, or a teaspoon, which is 5 ml. Sodium chloride is half a teaspoon, which is 2.5 ml. And then magnesium chloride here, again, is a half a teaspoon, 2.5 ml. I don't get any money from these. I'm not conflicted in any way. And I use these trace minerals, and I use Redmond salt, and then I just buy this at the grocery store. This is no salt. They've got, if you're real, picky about stuff like that, like you can get this stuff from like bulk supplements and stuff like that, and it's pretty cheap. And you add this to a half gallon or 2 liters of good quality water. That's what I've been doing. Been working pretty good. I haven't really had any lethargy or muscle cramps or anything like that. Yeah, and this is quite salty. The water tastes salty. There's no doubt about that. But I just sip it along all day. Just take them in. Okay, workouts. I do full body resistance training a couple days a week. Normally in the midweek around, Wednesday. And then I also do one of the weekend days, either Saturday or Sunday. I'll go in and hit. These are the 6 basic exercises that I do. And then I walk 4 or 5 days a week, 30 to 45 minutes. I like to get outside if I can. Just walk in the morning before work or after work. But if it's inclement weather, I'll go to the gym and walk on a treadmill. Okay, I'm going to give you some before pics, and then also update. Okay, I started on February the 1st, and this is a photograph right after I took the first HCG shot. This is what I was weighing, and I'm 6 foot tall, slightly under 6 foot tall, so it's about 182 centimeters for the people in the metric system. My weight was 241.6 pounds. That's 109.8 kg. Waist circumference was 45 inches, and that's 114.3 centimeters. I put that box on there. This isn't a comedy routine, so I had to put that on there. No, my wife's like, yeah, you can't stand there and pose with underwear on the internet. She don't like that. So anyway, this is the eating plan up here, and this is the chart of the daily weight loss. As you can see, I loaded up high calorie right here. Now these are lagging a day. This is like the morning after. And then I fasted. These are water fasts for 7 whole days. Then on Thursday, I ate 10 ounces of chicken breast, which amounted to about 600 calories, which is like 2 cans. It was just canned chicken breast. So put a little mustard on it. Mustard has no calories, make it palatable. And if you notice, the next day I didn't lose as much, but also worked out heavy that day on a good full body workout, which will, in many cases, cause your body to retain water. So I only lost 0.4 of a pound on that day, which, a couple tenths of a kg. And then I fasted Friday and Saturday. Now today, this was my weight this morning, but today I am eating. After my workout, I did take a protein shake, which was about 100 or so calories, about 25 grams of protein or so. And I will eat later. I'm going to treat my wife out for Valentine's Day after church. So what we'll do is I'll just eat a chicken breast or something at the restaurant. And that'll both of those will amount to about 500 to 600 calories. And that's what I'll do today. So I'll see what happens in the morning. And anyway, if you look at this though, this morning I was 227.4 pounds. And that's 103.4 kg. And that's minus from this point to this point is 14.2 pounds or 6.5 kg. So very good results so far. And then I do have this. This is a daily change, the daily weight delta, which is the change every day. Now, if you notice, this is the morning that I took the photographs and everything. I started loading up. So the next day I got up. I was 4.4 pounds. That's 2 kilograms heavier that day. And I kept doing it into Wednesday. That was a Tuesday. This is a Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, I was loading up again. I put on an additional 5.2 pounds. I felt like I was about to explode. And again, this was not a pleasant experience, but you have to do it because you've got to get that HCG into your fat cells. So you need to put it on. It's very important to do that. And if you notice, after the first day of fasting, I lost 8.6 pounds. And then the next day, 3.2 pounds. Next day, 2 pounds, 2 pounds. Every day I lost weight. And if you notice, this was the only day, this was after the refeed day, and this was the day after I worked out. It was 0.4 of a pound. I still lost weight, but it wasn't as much. And then the next day was 1.4, and this morning I was down 2 more pounds. This is pretty incredible. I'm going to go to the summary. In summary, the results are better than I expected. The other times that I've done HCG, I was losing normally 5 pounds, 5.5 pounds a week. So if I did it for 5 weeks, I'd usually use 25 pounds. The most I've ever lost then was about 30. So on those, so better results than I expected. Fasting is still difficult, even with the HCG. You still get some hunger desires, and it's not psychological, it's actually physiological. It'll last for a little while. Now, this one I just drink some snake juice, or the electrolyte water. I guess I don't want to get into the snake juice stuff, but the fasting is still difficult. And then also, from here on out, I'll probably eat 2 times a week maximum. I'll see how that goes. I'll generally eat on the days that I do a full body workout. And then I'll go until the goal weight is achieved or out of time. At this rate, it should go pretty quick. My goal weight is 200 pounds, which is about, 90, 91 kg. I don't really care that much about being real lean, but we'll see how it goes and how I feel towards the end. But anyway, if you have any questions or comments, put them down below. I'll answer what I can. This is actually very exciting. I'm very happy with the way it's going so far. And one of the things that I'll do is I will update a little a quick video every day or maybe every other day, but I can do a quick video daily and just see how things are going. I'll probably update the charts and the progression and take some pics like this week, and then I'll post those. Okay. Anyway, that's it. You all have a blessed day and enjoy.